Hello children, today we begin with the next topic, that is isosceles triangle theorem. The theorem states that if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite to them are congruent. So given in triangle ABC, side AB congruent to side AC, you have to prove angle ABC congruent to angle ACB. So if you have sides AB and AC congruent to each other, the theorem states that the angles opposite to these two sides, which are the angles opposite to them, angle ABC and angle ACB. So we have to prove that these two angles are congruent. Okay. So for construction, we draw the bisector of angle BAC, which intersects the side BC at the point D. Now for proof, take triangles ABD and triangle ACD. You have segment AB congruent to segment AC, which is given. Angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD by construction. We have drawn AD as the angle bisector and therefore these two angles are congruent. Third, segment AD congruent to segment AD, which is a common side. And therefore, triangle ABD congruent to triangle ACD by SAS test. So in the box that is given, you can write SAS test. Therefore, angle ABD is congruent to angle ACD, okay, by CACT. Therefore, angle ABC congruent to angle ACB because B dash D dash C. So that is how we prove it. So the corollary, if all sides of a triangle are congruent, then all its angles are congruent. Now, I hope children, this theorem is clear to you. It's a very important theorem, isosceles triangle theorem, which states that if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite to them will be congruent. So here you have the two sides AB and AC congruent to each other, and therefore the angles opposite to them are angle ABC and angle ACB, which are congruent to each other, and we have just proved. So I hope the proof is clear and the theorem also is clear. Now, going to the converse of isosceles triangle theorem, the proof is not there for you, but we will just go through the theorem and understand it because the applications of this converse are there in few sums. So it's better that we just see what the theorem is. Now, the converse of isosceles triangle theorem states that if two angles of a triangle are congruent, then the sides opposite to them are congruent. So if you have angle PQR congruent to angle PRQ, it means the sides opposite to them, that is PR and PQ, congruent to each other. Okay, so that's about the theorem, that is a converse. Now, since the theorem is not there, we are not doing the proof, but just learning the theorem would definitely help you. Now, property of 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle. Now, what the theorem says, this again is a very important theorem, not only for this year, but even for the years ahead. Now, if the acute angles of a right angle triangle have measures 30 degrees and 60 degrees, then the length of the side opposite to 30 degree angle is half the length of the hypotenuse. So the theorem states that if you have a triangle which measures 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree, the side opposite to 30 degrees is half of the hypotenuse. So that's the theorem. Now it's given as an activity based sum. So we will fill in the blanks and complete the proof. Now given in triangle ABC, angle B is 90 degrees, angle C is 30 degrees, angle A is 60 degrees. This is given. We have to prove which is the side opposite to 30 degrees, AB, and which is the hypotenuse, AC. So we have to prove AB equal to half of AC. The side opposite to 30 degrees, that is AB, equal to half of the hypotenuse, that is AC. For construction, take a point D on the extended segment AB such that AB is equal to BD. Draw segment DC. So this is the construction. We extend the point B from B up to the point D such that AB equal to BD and we join DC. Now for the proof, in triangle ABC and triangle DBC, you have segment AB congruent to segment DB by construction. So in the first box, you can write by construction. Second, angle ABC congruent to angle DBC equal to 90 degrees, again by construction. Okay, angle ABC equal to angle DBC equal to 90 degrees. Okay, next, segment BC congruent to segment BC common side. So in that box you will write common side. Therefore, triangle ABC congruent to triangle DBC by which test? SAS test. Okay, by SAS test. Therefore, angle BAC congruent to angle BDC, CACT. In triangle ABC, angle BAC equal to 60 degrees. Therefore, angle BDC also equal to 60 degrees because they are corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Now, angle DAC equal to angle ADC equal to angle ACD equal to 60 degrees because sum of angles of the triangle ADC is 180 degrees. Now, how do we get it? See, we proved angle A is 60 degrees. We are given angle A is 60 degrees. We said angle D is also 60 degrees by CACT. Now, if you look at the figure, you are given angle ACB is 30 degrees. Now, what remains? Angle BCD. So that has to be 30 degrees. Only then sum of all angles of triangle ADC will be 180 degrees, right? So you have angle A equal to angle C equal to angle D 60 degrees. If all three angles of a triangle are 60, what kind of a triangle does it make? It is an equilateral triangle, correct? Therefore, you have all three sides of the triangle also congruent. So you have AC equal to CD equal to AD. Okay. So that's the corollary of converse of isosceles triangle theorem. But AB is equal to half of AD by construction. We extended the point from B to D in such a way that AB equal to BD. So AB is equal to half of AD. Now instead of AD, we are going to replace it with AC because all three sides are congruent. So I get AB is equal to half of AC. That's how we prove this theorem. Okay, children, I hope it is clear. We go to the next part of the theorem, which says if the acute angles of a right angle triangle have measures 30 degree and 60 degree, then the length of the side opposite to 60 degree angle is root 3 by 2 times the hypotenuse. Now, it is just an extension of the previous theorem. The previous theorem we proved the side opposite to 30 degree angle is half of the hypotenuse. Similarly, the side opposite to 60 degrees is root 3 by 2 times the hypotenuse. Now, how do we do it? In the above theorem, we have proved AB equal to half of AC. Now, look at the same figure. You have AB square plus BC square equal to AC square by Pythagoras theorem. Now, AB we got equal to half of AC. Now, since it's AB square, let's square half AC the whole square. So, you get 1 by 4 AC square. So, we write 1 by 4 AC square in place of AB square plus BC square equal to AC square. Okay. Now, BC square is equal to AC square minus 1 by 4 AC square. That means we are taking AC squares together to the right hand side. So, what is AC square minus 1 by 4 AC square? It is 1 minus 1 by 4, which is 3 by 4. So, BC square is equal to, in that box, you are going to write 3 by 4 AC square. Okay. Therefore, if I take the square roots on both the sides, BC is equal to 3 by 4 AC square. When I take the square root, 3 becomes root 3. 4, the square root is 2. AC square, the square root becomes AC. Therefore, I get BC is equal to root 3 by 2 times AC. Okay, so this is your theorem. If you have a right angle triangle with the other two angles as 30 degrees and 60 degrees, the side opposite to 30 degrees is half of the hypotenuse and the side opposite to 60 degrees is root 3 by 2 times the hypotenuse. Okay, so with that we finish with that particular theorem. The next theorem, complete the proof of this theorem. This also is an important theorem. If measures of angles of a triangle are 45 degrees, 45 degrees and 90 degrees, then the length of each side containing the right angle is 1 by root 2 times the hypotenuse. So what it means to say is, if you have triangle ABC, angle B is 90 degrees, angle A and angle C are 45 degrees, okay, we have to prove that AC, that is the the side opposite to 45 degrees, that is AB equal to BC is equal to 1 by root 2 times the hypotenuse, that is 1 by root 2 times AC. This is what we have to prove. Okay. So in the proof, in triangle ABC, you are given angle B is 90 degrees, angle A and angle C are 45 degrees. Therefore, BC equal to AB. What is the reason? Isosceles triangle theorem, or converse of isosceles triangle theorem. The sides opposite to congruent angles are congruent. So AB equal to BC. This is why I said you should know the converse, because there will be applications. So you should know what converse of isosceles triangle theorem says. Okay. Now by Pythagoras theorem, you have AB square plus BC square equal to AC square. So in the box write AC square. Now AB square plus. Now see, we just wrote BC is equal to AB. So instead of BC square, write it as AB square again. Okay. So AB square plus AB square equal to AC square, because BC equal to AB. So in the second box, you will write AB square. Now what is AB square plus AB square? 2AB square. That is equal to, in the third box, write AC square. So 2AB square equal to AC square. AB square is equal to, in the fourth box, write AC square by 2. AB square is equal to AC square by 2. Therefore, what is AB? Taking the square roots, you get 1 by root 2 AC. So you have AB equal to 1 by root 2 AC. That means the side opposite to 45 degrees is 1 by root 2 times the hypotenuse. So this is how we prove 45, 45, 90 degree triangle theorem. Okay. So remember these points what we have done just now is summarized. If acute angles of a right angle triangle are 30 degrees, 60 degrees, then the length of the side opposite to 30 degrees is half of the hypotenuse, and the length of the side opposite to 60 degrees is root 3 by 2 times the hypotenuse. So the property is called 30, 60, 90 degree theorem. Second, if the acute angles of a right angle triangle are 45 degrees and 45 degrees, the length of each side containing the right angle is hypotenuse by root 2. This property is 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degree theorem. Okay. The next heading is median of a triangle. What it means is, what is a median? The segment joining the vertex to the midpoint of the side opposite to it is called a median of a triangle. So if you have triangle ABC, we join the vertex, that is A, to the midpoint of the opposite side, that is D, the point D on the side BC, segment AD is called as a median. So since it joins the midpoint of the opposite side, you have BD equal to DC. Okay. So that's your definition for median. Next, you have activity 1, wherein what they have done is, you have drawn a triangle ABC, draw medians AD, BE and CF of the triangle. Let the point of concurrence be G, which is called the centroid of the triangle. Okay, so the point where all the medians of a triangle meet is called the centroid of the triangle. Now compare the lengths of AG and GD with a divider. Verify that the length of AG is twice the length of GD. Similarly, verify the length of BG, which is twice the length of GE. So if you were to measure AG and GD, you will find AG is twice the value of GD. Similarly, CG is twice the value of GF and BG is twice GE. So the point of concurrence of medians of a triangle divides each median in the ratio 2:1. Okay, so this is what we infer from this activity. If you were to draw medians to a triangle, you will find that the medians are divided in the ratio 2:1. Now, activity 2 says, if you were to make a cutout of a triangle and draw the medians to it, you keep a pointed pencil at the centroid, that is a point where all the medians meet, you would easily be able to balance it as it is shown in figure 3.34. Okay. So this is an important property of the centroid of a triangle. Now, property of median drawn on the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle. What this activity says, if you have triangle ABC, which is a right angle triangle, and segment BD is the median, if you were to measure the length of AD, DC and BD, you will find BD is equal to half of AC. So the median is half the length of the hypotenuse. Now there is a theorem to prove it. Okay, we'll see how to do it. Theorem: in a right angle triangle, the length of the median of the hypotenuse is half of the length of the hypotenuse, which means I have to prove BD is equal to half of AC. So what are you given? In triangle ABC, angle B is 90 degrees. Segment BD is the median. What must you prove? BD equal to half of AC. For construction, take point E on the ray BD such that B dash D dash E and length of BD is equal to length of DE. Draw segment EC. Okay, this is the construction. So we have extended the line BD up to the point E such that they fall on a straight line BDE, and we have joined EC. So we got BD equal to DE. Okay, this is your construction. Now proof here in the textbook is written in a very short way. So I've explained it and written it with all the steps. Okay, so you will be able to understand it better. So till construction, it is the same what is there in your textbook. From the remaining part, I'll explain. Proof: take triangle ADB and triangle CDE. Now segment AD is congruent to segment DC because D is the midpoint of AC. Angle ADB is congruent to angle CDE because they are vertically opposite angles. Segment BD is congruent to segment DE by construction. Therefore, the triangle ADB and triangle CDE are congruent by SAS test. Okay, so we proved triangle ADB and triangle CDE congruent by SAS test. Therefore, angle BAD is congruent to angle DCE by CACT. Okay, segment BA congruent to segment CE by CSCT. Okay, now since angle BAD is congruent to angle DCE, we can write segment AB parallel to segment CE because they form a pair of alternate angles. All right. Now, since they form a pair of alternate angles and we have proved AB parallel to CE, what can you say about the interior angles ABC and angle ECB? Both will be equal to 90 degrees. So angle ABC equal to angle BCE will be 90 degrees each because some of the interior angles will be supplementary. Okay, so angle ABC and angle BCE will be equal to 90 degrees. That is what I have done here. AB parallel to CE, BC is the transversal. Adding both the interior angles should be 180. So I got angle C is 90 degrees. Okay, now consider the triangles ABC and BCE. You have AB congruent to CE from equation number 1. You have angle ABC congruent to angle BCE, we just proved. BC congruent to BC common side. Therefore, these two triangles are congruent by SAS test. Okay, and hence AC congruent to BE by CSCT. So this is what I have written it over here by CSCT. Okay, now BD is equal to half of BE by construction because we have taken BD equal to DE. So BD is equal to half of BE. Now instead of BE, I'm going to replace it with AC because BE and AC are congruent by CSCT. So instead of writing BD is equal to half of BE, I can write BD is equal to half of AC, and that's how I prove the theorem. Okay, children, I hope it is clear to you. So we finish with that theorem. We go to exercise 3.3. First question, you are given a figure like this: ABCD, ABDC. You're given AB congruent to AC, BD congruent to DC. You have been given X and Y, which you have to find out, and also find angle ABD and angle ACD. This is your question. So in triangle ABC, you have side AB congruent to side AC. Therefore, angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB by isosceles triangle theorem. So since angle ACB equal to 50 degrees, you get angle X is also equal to 50 degrees. Same reason, triangle BDC, BD equal to DC. The angles opposite to congruent sides are congruent by isosceles triangle theorem. Therefore, angle Y is equal to 60 degrees. Okay. Now for angle ABD, to find it out, we will add angle ABC plus angle CBD by angle addition property. So 50 plus 60, 110 degrees. Similarly, angle ACD is also 110 degrees. Then finally, I have written all the answers together: angle X, angle Y, angle ABD, and angle ACD. It's important to write at the end of your solving part, whatever they have asked, to write the answers separately and keep like this, because this last part carries half a mark. Okay. We go to question number 2. Question number 2 says, the length of the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 15. Find the length of the median of its hypotenuse. So it's a direct application based sum of the theorem that we learned. You're given a triangle, right angle triangle ABC. You are given the hypotenuse AC is 15. We have to find the length of the median, which is drawn to the hypotenuse, that is BD. So what is BD according to the theorem? It is half of the hypotenuse. So half into 15, 7.5. Okay. Question number 3 is like this. You're given a right angle triangle PQR. You're given PQ is 12, QR is 5. You have to find out what is the length of QS. Now, the only difference here compared to the second question is, you're given a right angle triangle. So first you have to find how much is the hypotenuse using the Pythagoras theorem, and then use the application of the theorem, median of a triangle is half of the hypotenuse, and get your answer. So using Pythagoras theorem, PQ square plus QR square equal to PR square. 12 square plus 5 square equal to PR square. So you get 144 plus 25, which is 169, and root 169 is 13. So you have PR is equal to 13. And what is QS? Half of PR by the theorem. So half of 13, length of QS is 6.5 units. Question number 4, you're given a triangle PQR where G is the centroid, that is a point where all the medians meet. So you have been given GT is equal to 2.5. Your question is, you have to find what is PG and what is PT. So in triangle PQR, point G is the centroid. So what is the property we have learned about the centroid? PG upon GT equal to 2 upon 1. The centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. That's why PG upon GT equal to 2 upon 1. Substituting the values, PG we have to find out. GT we are given 2.5 equal to 2 upon 1. By cross multiplication, PG into 1, PG equal to 2 into 2.5, which is 5 centimeter. So PG equal to 5 centimeter, GT you are given 2.5. When you add 5 plus 2.5, you get PT equal to 7.5 centimeters. Okay, so we have got both the values that they have asked. So with this, we finish question number 4 of your exercise. Okay, so exercise practice set 3.3 is over. Now, what are the things that you will write in this exercise in your classwork? To begin with, you will first write what is isosceles triangle theorem. So we began from here. In your classwork, you're going to first write isosceles triangle theorem, the theorem given to prove construction and proof, okay, with figure 3.26. After this, converse of isosceles triangle theorem, you just need to write the statement. Just write the statement, for it is beneficial for you because there are applications. Then we go to property of 30, 60 degree, 90. So you will write this theorem with the complete proof. Okay, I have explained to you whatever you have to write in those boxes. This complete proof you will write. Then this particular theorem also of acute angles are 30, 60. The length of the side opposite to 60 degrees, root 3 by 2 times hypotenuse. So this you will write. We come to the next theorem. If measures of angles are 45, 45, 90, side opposite to Length of each side is 1 by root 2 hypotenuse. This theorem you will write. Remember, this not required because we have finished with the theorems. Write median of a triangle, the definition and the figure 3.32. Next, coming to activity 1, you just need to write the last sentence. Point of concurrence of medians of a triangle divides each median in the ratio 2:1. Okay, that's it. Activity 2 not required. Then we come to this particular theorem. Now this theorem I have explained to you. Here you need to write this complete theorem. Like, see, the theorem should be written like this with the complete proof. What is there in your textbook is only partly written. So this complete proof you can write. After that, you will solve exercise 3.3 with all the 4 questions. Okay. So with that, you will be finishing exercise 3.3. Okay. So that's all, children. Thank you.